So hi guys, we will be starting with create an question answering solution. So let's start. So first of all, they are saying that you have to go to the portal.azure.com. So I'm already on portal.azure.com, and then you have to basically create a resource. So we have to search for language service and create that resource. So let's search for language service, right? And I think this is the one. So we have this language service. Now we have to create this resource, right? And then the next thing is uh, then in the result select create under language service. Select create under language service. Okay, we have done that. Select custom question answering block, then select continue to create your resource. So now we have to select custom question answering, right? So we have select this. So we are using this feature to answer users question over data corpus. This requires Azure AI search. So this is custom answering. If you unselect this, so this feature will not be, enabled. And this is custom text classification, custom named entity recognition, custom sentiment analysis, and custom text analysis. So use this customization feature to tailor your products over specific requirement. This requires Azure storage. So these are the two options. So we will go with custom question answering. So what it says, by default, Azure AI Surveys for language comes with pre-built capabilities like sentiment analysis, key phrase attraction, pre-built answering. Some customizable features below require additional services like Azure AI search, blob storage, etc. to be provisioned as well. Select the custom features you want. So you can see this text analytics for health, text summarization, name entity recognition, conversation language understanding pre-built. So all of these are the features, or all of these are the capabilities which are pre-built. So these are the pre-built capabilities. If you want customizable features, then we have been provided with two of the customizable features, and then we are selecting this custom question answering feature. And the next thing, what we have to do, select this block, then select continue to create your resource. Okay, then select continue to create your resource. And now here we have to provide our subscription and lab. So let us call this L2. So lab L2. So lab L2. So we have created a new resource, lab L2. Let's okay. So it's not present. Let's keep it Southeast Asia and the name of the instance. So we have to give it a unique name. So let us give it the same name, which is lab L2 question answering, right? Pricing tier. So we will select free pricing tier. Region. So let's select East US only. So East US, right? And this is for custom question answering. So custom question answering lets you answer users question over data corpus. You can extract question and answers from your data, customize them, and create a knowledge base. Knowledge base is stored in Azure AI search index. So why we need to create search index? Because the knowledge base which we will create, that will be stored in Azure AI search index, right? So that is why we need to also create the Azure AI search resource. So yes, this is responsible AI notice. So by checking this box, I satisfy that I acknowledge responsible AI notice, right? So yeah, so we can also read this here. What are the responsible AI notices, right? For personal information, text analytics, health, and other, right? We can read it. And what is the next? So we have agreed to responsible AI notice. We have also configured our Azure search. We have selected the region, price tier, resource group, and subscription. Custom answering uses Azure search to index and query the knowledge base of question and answers, right? So now we have to click on create interview and then select create. Okay. So let's see everything is all right. Lab L2 QA, right? That is the name of the resource, Lab L2. So yeah, I think everything is looking fine. So let's review and create, right? So it's in processing, running final validation. So what's the next step? So next step is we have to go to this language.cognitive.azure.com. So let it first being do its processing. And then in the language.cognitive.azure.com, we will be prompted to select our language resource, right? Otherwise, we have to select the language resource and then we have to create a project. So yes, so this is review and create. And now we have to click on create. So it is initializing deployment. So let's wait till the deployment is completed. So our language resource has been deployed and deployment is complete. So now let's go to our resource group. And after going out to our resource group, what we have to do? So view keys and endpoint page in resource management section, right? You will find this information on this page, right? So after the deployment has completed, we have to go to the deployed resource. So this is the deployed resource. So here in the language lab L2 QA, we click on this and then it says that in resource management section we have to view keys and endpoint. So in resource management section there is the option of keys and endpoint, right? So this is our endpoint and these are the keys. So right, so we will need this later, so that's why we should know like where this is. So the next thing is they are saying that we have to go to language studio portal. So to go to the language studio portal we have to type language.cognitives.azure.com. So I have already went to this language.cognitive.azure.com and then we have to sign in. So let's just sign in here, and after signing in we will be prompted to choose a language resource. So it's loading, and then we have to specify our directory, Azure directory, subscription, resource type and resource name. So we will be prompted because this is our first language resource, otherwise you have to switch to that language resource. So welcome to the all the tools you need to identify and analyze the context, more capabilities and everything, right? So now we will choose the resource. So yeah, this is our default directory. We only have this directory. Then this is our subscription. Our resource type is language. Then we have to select our resource. So yeah, this is our resource. And this is, let's click on and done. So yeah. So now you can see it is reflecting our resource, right? So if you didn't have like this option, so what it might be like, you might have a lot of language resources, then you can go on settings and review on resource tabs. So in the settings there will be a resource tab, and from here you can select your resource, right? So switch to the resource you want, and at the top of the page clicks language studio to return to language studio homepage. So right now this is the resource, this is the only resource, but you can have another resource and you can switch between resources, right? So this is how the setting works. So right now we can say that this is lab L2 QA resource we are working with in our language studio. So the next is at the top of portal, create new menu, select custom question answering. So you don't have any recent projects. So now we need to create a project. So start with one of the custom capabilities to create a new project. The list of recent projects you have worked on will then appear here. Okay. So you can explore this. So like what are these things? Classify text, understanding question answering, and these these lot of things. So now let's create our new project. So it is giving us different options. So you can create a custom text classification, custom named entity recognition, orchestration workflow, conversational language understanding. We will go with custom question answering, right? So with custom question answering, in a create project wizard, choose language setting page and select the language for all the projects and select English as a language. So we can have multiple projects for the same resource. So our resource is Lab-2 QA. So we can create different projects for this resource. So permanently set whether or not you can create project in multiple languages using this resource. So we have two options. How do you want to select languages for projects in this resource? So we can create multiple projects for our resource and what language we want for all of those projects. So we will set language for all of the projects created in this resource. If we select that we will select language when we create the project, then this will incur us more cost. So that's why we are selecting that we want to set language for all the projects created in this resource. And then we will select the language as English. And then next. So next is a basic information that we have to put for custom question answering knowledge base. So this is for our knowledge base. We have to put some details about it. So first of all, what will be the name of the project? So we have to name it the same way as here. So learn FAQ. So what is this about? The description is FAQ for Microsoft Learn. And what will be the default answer when no answer is found? So if there is no answer is found for a question, then what should the QA respond? So it would return the answer as sorry, I don't understand the question. So it politely says sorry, I don't understand the question, and then we click on next, and then we review it, and then we create our project. Now this will, yeah, loading project completed, project loaded successfully. So our project has been loaded successfully. So now let's see what is the next step. Next step is we have to add sources to the knowledge base. So for adding sources to our project Learn FAQ, we will click on add sources. So we get option for three different kinds: URLs, files, and chit chat. So we will select URLs, and in URLs we will click on add URL. So you can add up to 10 URLs at a time, right? And question answer pairs are extracted from each of the URLs. So only the question answer pairs are extracted from URL, and you can add up to 10 URLs. So now let's click on add URL. So now we have to give a name to our URL. So the name of the URL will be learn FAQ page. So this is the link for learn FAQ page. And then we have to provide this URL of the Microsoft learn sport FAQ. So yes, this is the URL. And for classify file structure, we will do auto detect. And then we will click on add all, right? So add URL and set the following name URL before you select add all to the knowledge base. So now this will add this to the knowledge base, right? So it's in the processing. So you can see it's adding sources. And after that, what we have to do, we have to again click on add source, and there are like chit chat. So we have to select chit chat and select friendly. So they have a different chit chat databases. So we can create one of the, like we can add one of the chit chat databases, right? And after that, we have to go to edit the knowledge base. So our question answer pair has been added from this link, right? So it would take some time to add the source. And now we have to add the chit chat. So we have added our URL. So this source type is URL. We use automatic, so not unstructured. And this is the source name, and this is the source, right? So now we will add our chit chat, and we will choose friendly. So this is a chit chat personality. So what it does, it adds some curated list of question answer pairs to the knowledge base based on the chit chat personality. So this chit chat is available in the following languages, right? So we will choose not witty, we will choose friendly, and then we'll click on add chit chat. And then this is also adding the sources. So after adding the chit chat source, then we have to edit the knowledge base. So let's wait for this. So yeah, this has been added. So Q&A chit chat friendly, right? So we can also click on this and see all the question answers pairs. So we will not go to that for now. So this is our, let's uncollapse this and then see manage sources. So we have these two sources. The next thing that we want to do is go to edit knowledge base page. So let's click on edit knowledge base page, right? So here we have two panes. Here we have question answer pairs. So we have 134 question answer pairs. So do you eat cake? I only do food for thought, right? So these are basically the questions which are being added from the chit chat, right? And there will be other questions also. So are you getting started uh, resources for using Microsoft Learn? So these are the questions which are from our URL. How do you find educator training content on Learn? So these are some of the questions. Where can I find support for my certification and credential? So these are some of the questions which are from the URL. So these are question answer pairs. Right now we don't have any synonyms. We could add that. Add synonyms for the terms that might be used in queries of your knowledge base, right? So this is question answer pair and synonyms. The source. So added knowledge base, we have two structured resources and zero unstructured resource. So yeah. So when you click on this, it tells you what is the source. So it is from Q&A chit chat friendly. So it is a question and there is an answer, and it also gives you, you know, alternate questions. So it gives you options for alternate questions. You could approve that here. You could change that here, right? You could change here, right? Or delete. So to the question, I am so bored of you. You can say you are dull, you basic, you boring, so dull, right? See, these are the questions, alternate questions. These are not the responses. So you are boring, so dull, this is so dull, right? These can be the alternate questions which it is suggesting. If we also go to the can you sing me a song, there you can say there are 105 alternate questions. There are no follow-up prompts. We have not added anything. So this is how this thing is looking. Now let's go to the how many accounts can I link to my profile. So this is from our URL and the answer is there, and there is just one alternate question, that how many accounts can I link to my profile, right? So this is how it's working. So now let's see. So after going to this edit knowledge base, you have to go to question answer pair tab and select plus icon and create a new question answer pair. So we can create a question answer pair from here also. So what we have to do, we have to click on add, and then we have to click on the source. So our source will be this URL, right? So yeah, this URL is our source. Then we have to type the question. So question is, what are Microsoft credentials? So let's copy and let's paste. And the answer is Microsoft credentials. Validate and prove your skills with Microsoft technologies. So this is the answer. Yeah. So after that, what we have to do, we have to select done. So we are not adding any follow-up prompts right now. So we just like click on done, and this has been added. After editing question answer pair, you should save the changes. You can use filter to review unsaved changes. Got it. So we have to click on this save changes after I have added a. So this will be saving the changes. So select done. In the page for what are Microsoft credential question that is created. So this is the page. Okay. After saving any changes you make, you can test how model is responding as if we were already connected to a chatbot. Okay. So now that question has gone, so let's search this here. So what are Microsoft credentials? Let's search this question pair. Filter question answer by source and metadata. You can also filter unsaved changes. Okay. So after adding this new question answer pair, now let's see how we can search for it. So you can see there is a filters tab. So in filters tab, you can search for the sources. So if you want to retrieve only those question answer pairs from Q&A chit chat friendly, then you can apply this. And you can see there are 90 of such question answer pairs. So like, do you have a boss? What do you have responses for, right? Then if we put it learn FAQ page, if we choose the source of learn FAQ page and apply that, then we can see we are getting 45 and which are all related to our URL. So like what languages are training available in, can I get a current list of what's available on site? And then if you want, we can also use the metadata attached to it. So like editorial chit chat. So if we apply that, so we will get all the question answer pairs where metadata is editorial chit chat. So you can see here the metadata is editorial chit chat. So key value is editorial and chit chat is a value, right? So it's a key value pair metadata. So this is already attached by, Azure to chit chat friendly chit chat friendly dataset. So this is already added, and whenever we create, so let's clear all, and we can filter on metadata system metadata Q&A edit manually. So whenever we create a new question answer pair from by clicking on add, right, then Azure automatically add this metadata. So we can see this is a system metadata Q&A edited manually, true, right? So this tells which of the question answer pairs we have added manually. So this metadata is for that, right? So let's clear this also. So we can filter based on metadata, we can filter based on sources, we can also filter based on unsaved changes. So there are some questions which we are, adding, but we have not saved those. So there are currently no such question answer pairs. But let's go to our question answer pair that we have created. So you know we have created this question answer pair manually. What are Microsoft credentials? Microsoft credentials enable you to validate and prove your skills with Microsoft technologies. You can also edit answer here, but we do not want to edit answer here. So let's close this. And then there are alternate questions. So this basically if you want to add alternate questions, and we do want to add alternate question. So they have said that after this is done, what are Microsoft credentials question is created, we have to add an alternate question. How can I demonstrate my Microsoft technology skills? So we copy this and we click on add alternate questions. So right, so we have added this and click on enter. So this question has been added. This is an alternate question. So if a person asks like what are Microsoft credentials, then also this answer will be displayed. If a person asks what are Microsoft credentials and how can I demonstrate my Microsoft skills, so for both of these questions the same answer will be displayed. So this is an alternate question that a person could ask, right? So after adding alternate question, in some cases it makes sense to use follow up on answers. So now we have to create multi-turn conversations. So multi-turn conversation is basically these kind of conversations. So if I show you this kind of conversation, so like, you know the customer type issues with the Surface Pen. Now we have a lot of options to give to him, so we do not know what kind of issue he's having with the Surface Pen. So what we do instead, we ask a follow-up question. So the follow-up question is like this: here are some things you want to try with your Surface Pen. Want write, open apps, or connect to Bluetooth, right? Then we provide the customer with the three options. So this is how we are asking a follow-up question to understand the requirement of customer more specific, because this is very general question. We want a specific question. So this is all about adding the follow-up prompts. So we can add follow-up prompts here. So let's add one of the follow-up prompt. So in this, the text to display will be learn more about credentials. So when we should click on add follow-up prompt, and now the text we want to display is learn more about credentials. So this is the text. So whenever the person will ask this question, so this text will be displayed like learn more about credentials. Now what should be our next thing? Uh, we should select the create link to new pair tab and enter this text. So we do not have a existing question pair which relates to this, so we will click on create link to new pair and then paste our answer. So basically the question is here are some things to try first, right? So this is same as this text displayed in the prompt to user. So this is the text displayed. So this is the text displayed, and the link to new pairs. So these three are the pairs. So check compatibility, check pen settings, replace pen tips. So all of these threes are pairs. So we have this one new pair, and this is the text displayed to the user, right? And then we will select show in contextual flow only. So what do we mean by contextual flow only? So this option shows that answer is only ever returned in context of follow-up questions. So this will not be added to our this question answer pairs. It will only be visible. This question answer pair will only be visible if it is in the sense of follow-up. So it will only be displayed in follow-up and will not be displayed in simple question answer pairs that we have here. So a context only prompt cannot be queried directly, right? So it cannot be queried directly. User only see it after the answer to parent question. So after they have answered the parent question, only then they will see this, right? So we will click on this also, and then we will click on add prompt. So now this prompt has been added. So now next thing is we can click on this show context tree. So this show context tree is telling us then when we will ask what are Microsoft credentials, then it will say learn more credentials, right? So this is the follow-up question that we will ask, right? So this is the answer also has been edited here, right? So this is how it works. So now we have clicked on add prompt and we have successfully added our follow-up prompt and alternate questions. So next we are going to test our question answer pairs. So first we have to save this. So we have edited this. Now we have to save this. So now right now if I go to unsave changes and apply it, then we can see that this has been unsaved. So we have to save this. So to save this, what we have to do, we just have to click on save, right? So let's click on save. So this will be saving changes. So after it has been saved, we have to select the test button to open the test pane, right? So let's see where is the test button. So this is the test button, right? So now let's clear all the filters and now we will click on test button. So this has so this has displayed this chat window kind of thing. So here we can test, right? So in the test pane at the top, deselect include short answer response. Then at the bottom, enter message hello. So we have not selected short response, but what is this? This will basically enable short answers. So we do not want short answers. So that's why we will type here hello first of all. So let's see when we type hello, what will it display? So for hello, it displays hi, right? We can also inspect here. So it has a high confidence score for answer hi, right? And that's not me, but hello nonetheless. It has very low confidence score for this one. And hello with exclamation mark also has a very low confidence score. So this is what the like the language model was thinking. So for high, it's a high confidence score, but for hello, it's like very low confidence score. So these were the three options, top answers. So there were three top answers, and it thinks that high was the most appropriate answer. So this is how we can inspect also that what was the response. Now, next, what we have to see is uh, so a suitable response should be returned. So next message that we have to write is what is Microsoft Learn. So let's click on what is Microsoft Learn. So right. So yes, now we can see that we provide role and product focused documentation and certification from most Microsoft products. So we can inspect this also. So we can see that this answer that it provided has a confidence score of 0.64, and it has another answer also that navigates to Microsoft Learn for educators and school leaders, which has a link also. So that has a confidence score of 0.56, and then another which has a confidence score of 0.49. So for additional information, it also tells us what is the source. So source is basically, you know, the sources we added. So it tells that like from which source it has like pick up this question answer pair. So that's all we can see from the inspect. Now the next is we have to answer the message thanks. So this will be returned from a chit chat response, right? So let's click on thanks, like type thanks. So it says you are very welcome. So let's inspect. So here in see additional information, you can see that the source was the Q&A chit chat friendly, right? So it has a very high confidence score of 1. For I'm blushing is very low confidence score, and great thanks for asking is also having a very low confidence score. And these are the top answer that it considered before answering. And then we are going to our tell me about Microsoft credentials. So this is the question answer pair that we added with the follow-up link. So let's see how the follow-up link will work. So we asked tell me about Microsoft credentials. So when we click on this, it's saying visit our this Microsoft credential page. So okay, let's visit this page. So here it's telling all about the credentials port. So this is how this is working. Then the answer could be created using returned along with the follow-up prompt. Select learn more about credentials follow-up link, right? So yeah, so this is how the testing is done. So before continuing, I also want you to notice this. So in this, we have this with 0.91 confidence score, and it's saying visit our Microsoft credential FAQ. So this is in square brackets, and after that there is a link which is in parenthesis. So this is in parenthesis. So that's why we do not see the link. We only see this text which is in the square brackets. So this is how this link are embedded. So this is one thing which you can notice here, right? So and the next thing is we haven't see the follow-up question in action, right? So tell me more about Microsoft credentials has not reached to this question. So instead we will ask what are Microsoft credentials, right? Or we can say how can I demonstrate my Microsoft technology skills. So this is an alternate question also, and we will also have a follow-up for this. So let's send this and see what's the response. So here you can see when we say how can I demonstrate my Microsoft technology skills, it gives you this Microsoft credentials enable you to validate and prove your skills for this. And then it's giving us options. So we have only one option. So it is learn more about credentials, right? So this is how we configured our follow-up prompt. So if we click on learn more about credentials, it will give us the answer. So you can learn more about credentials by going on to this page, right? So if we inspect this, so it has a high confidence score because this is the exact same question. So that's why this is a high confidence score. And then this is also high confidence score because I just put the exact question. So that is how the testing has been done. So we have seen both the use cases, like for the alternate questions and follow-up prompts. We have tested our knowledge base, and after testing our knowledge base, we need to close it. So let's close it, close the test bin. So test bin has been closed. Clear all these. And now we have to deploy our knowledge base, right? So to deploy our knowledge base, let's see what we have to do. So to deploy our knowledge base, we have to click on deploy knowledge base. Then this will come. This page will be shown. So let's click on deploy. So deploy learn FAQ, that is our project, right? Once deployed, you can integrate it within a bot. So let's click on deploy. So deployment is in progress. It could take a couple minutes. Okay. So our deployment has been completed and our knowledge base has been deployed. So your knowledge base is now deployed. You can get your prediction URL or create a bot. So we will go with prediction URL right now, and we will not create a bot, right? Active learning suggestions. So yeah, we can also review active learning suggestions and add those. So we will look at these also, how users are interacting with your bot. Okay. So based on how the users are interacting with your bot, it adds suggestions for alternate questions. So that is what active learning suggestions are, right? So now, right now we will click on get prediction URL. So this is the prediction URL and this is a sample request. So let's see what we have to do in this. So select deploy, select get prediction URL to view the REST endpoint of your knowledge base. And note that sample request includes parameter for project name and deploy name. So this is our project your prediction URL, and in the prediction URL you can observe that uh, this is our project name and there is our deployment name, which is production, right? So you can see that in prediction URL, and then this is a sample request which has our prediction URL with project name, API version, and deployment name, and then the rest is more of the things for the sample request. Now the next thing what we have to do is we have to close this prediction dialog box, URL dialog box. So in URL dialog box, we just have to observe that in URL we have the project name also and the deployment name, which is production. So now let's close it. And now what is the next thing we have to do? So we have to go to our Cloud Shell. So let's go to our Azure portal and then let's open it in a different window. So portal.azure.com. So now we will go to our classic version for the PowerShell, and then we have to paste this command. So this is basically um, cloning this repository, right? Learn AI language. So let's copy this and go to our Cloud Shell. So this is our Cloud Shell. So our Cloud Shell is requesting, and this will take some time. So after pasting this command to clone the repository, what we have to do is we have to go to this directory, the Q&A app, and then we have to configure something. Let's see. Yes, so our Cloud Shell has been here, and we have seen this is the PowerShell only. So now let's move to classic version because we have to use the editor. Now it's moving to classic version, right? So this is ephemeral, so no system or file changes will be saved. Right now it's authenticating, and right, so let's paste this. So let's see, enter. So our repository has been cloned. So if you can see ls, so we have Learn AI language, Now we have to go to this directory. So let's go to this directory, right? So we are in this directory. After that, let's see what's in this directory. So ls -l -a. So we can see there is one environment file, one Python file, and one requirements.txt file. Next thing what we have to do is we have to create a virtual environment, activate it, and install these libraries: Azure AI Language question answering. So this is the library that we have to install, Azure AI Language question answering. So let's do this one by one. So okay, so we have created virtual environment, then we will activate it, right? So this will activate the virtual environment, and now we are in the virtual environment. So now we will install some libraries. Basically, the main library is Azure AI Language question answering. So we have installed this library in our virtual environment. So the next thing we have to do is we have to open the environment variable files. So now let's open code.env, right? So this has been opened. So our editor has been opened. So first of all, we want AI service endpoint, AI service key. So where we can find that? So we can find that here. So we do not have to go anywhere. So let me tell you. So we go to our resource, group lab L2, and then we have to go to our language resource. After going to our language resource, we will go to resource management and then keys and endpoints. From here, we will copy the endpoint. So let's copy the endpoint and just paste here. So yeah, here it will be like control V. Yeah, control V is working. So next thing is, yeah. So from here, we also have to copy our key. So let's copy the key and also paste this key here. So this is our key. Next thing what we have to do after copying the key and the endpoint, we have to also um, put another placeholders, which is the QA project name, which it already has inferred learn FAQ and production, right? So this is the things that we have seen from that URL, right? So when we deployed this get prediction URL, so here we could see that what is our project name. So our project name is learn FAQ and our deployment name was production. So the same thing we have specified here, learn FAQ and production. So now let's control S and then let's close the editor. Oh, I close the terminal also. Okay. So right way to do this is either control Q or right click and quit. So that will quit the terminal, not the terminal, the code editor. Then what we have to do, we have to open our Python file. So for Python file, let's see code Q. So the Python file has been opened in the code editor. So here we have the Python file. So next what we have to do, as you add code to code file, be sure to maintain the correct indentation, right? Because this is the Python file. So now what we have to do, we have to import the namespaces. So first of all, we will Azure key credential. This one is the to authenticate. And then from Azure AI language question answering, import question answering client. So we have to import these. So let's import these namespaces. So after importing the namespaces, what we have to do in the main function, note that code to load Azure AI language service endpoint and key from the configuration file has also been provided, right? So we can see here we have a .env file, so that's why we are using load.env, and then one by one we are basically uh, taking the values of our environment variables and putting in this endpoint, AI key, project name, and deployment name, right? So after that, what we have to do is then find the command create client using endpoint and key. and add the following code. So we have to add this code. So this is authenticating us, the like it's taking out the credential for us. So it's retrieving the credential as your key credential does that, and we pass a key to this, and this key is basically the this key, this AI service key that we are passing. So we have to pass that key to Azure credential, and then we will put this credential here, and the endpoint is basically the endpoint, this endpoint, AI endpoint. And then this is question answering client that we have, used in our namespace, like we have imported in our namespace. From that we will get the AI client. So let's copy this also and put it here. Okay, so we have to take care of the indentation. So let's see, right, backspace, enter, right. So observe this, that here we have used an Azure key credential and we have not used default Azure credential. So Azure key credential basically does the key based authentication. So that's why we have provided the key. So that is how it's basically getting the credential. So Azure key credential is getting the credential based on the key. So this is key based authentication, and the endpoint we get it from the environment variables, right? So now let's move to the final part of the code, which is submit a question and display answer. So we have got our AI client, which is from question answering client, right? So let's see what's the code for this. So this is the code. So first of all, we will be prompting for a user question, right? Let's try to paste it as it is and see if it works. It does not work, but okay. So first of all, we are getting a user question is null string, right? Then we are putting it in an infinite loop user question, in which we are asking it to input a question, and if the user question is a quit, right, then we will break this loop. So this is, user can keep on asking us questions, but until it types quit in any case, because we have using dot lower, then it will come out of this infinite loop. After that, what we are doing is, if this is the condition, otherwise we are calling this API client. So our AI client has a method called get answers, and in that we are basically putting our question, the user question, whatever the question has been inputted by user, then the project name, which is from our environment variables AI project name, and then deployment name, which is also from our environment variables. So these were the things which were in the, you know in the URL, in that URL, in this prediction URL, right? So we got this, our response. Now what we have to do with our response. So let's see. So our response, we are fetching dot answers from our response, and then we are getting candidate. So let me try to explain this with their documentation. So first of all, as you can see this, they have a good documentation about this question answering. And then here you can see we have a question answering client class, of which we made the project, right? So for with our question answering client class, we created this AI client object, right? So this was the constructor in which there was endpoint and credential. So there was endpoint and credential, right? It could be Azure key credential, token credential, anything. So this is question answering client class. So after we create an object of it, we use its method get answers. So we have used get answers method here, right? So we have used this method dot get answers, in which we will pass the question, project name, and deployment name. So here also, uh, okay. So we use this method get answers, and in get answers method, if we see the get answers method, what this method is doing, it is basically giving us the answers of the knowledge base answer class. So it will give us this answer result class, which is the represent the list of question answers. So let's see here. This is the constructor, is the variable. Okay. So the get answers. So as you can see that the get answers method basically gives us the answer result. So answer result answers the specified question using your knowledge base. So this is giving us a return type of answer result, and let's see what is this answer result. So for answer result, let's go to, yeah. So this is our answer result class. So what it represent list of question answers. So as you can see that what it gives us a list of knowledge base answers. So it represents the answers and it returns a list of knowledge base answers. So now let's see what this knowledge base answer is. So this knowledge base answer is basically this. So knowledge base answer has different parameters like the answer, the confidence, and the source. So answer is basically the answer text, right? Confidence is how much confident it is with that answer. And source is from what is the source for that answer, right? So all of this you can see here as well. So we are basically getting response dot answers, and from that we are getting our candidate one by one. So this is the list of that answers, and from this list of that answers for each of the candidate we are retrieving the answer, the confidence, and the source. You can read this in this documentation. So they have a good documentation here. And besides that, after this code is completed, we have to save the changes and close the Cloud Shell pane. So let's save the changes with Control S and let's close it with Control Q. So now code editor has been closed. Now we will use Python and the Python file name, and we will run it. And we will ask the question, what is the learning path? So let's see. Okay. Yeah, so I did not actually activate a virtual environment, so that's why I got this error. But now when we run this Python file, then we have to question. We have to input the question. So our question will be this question here. What is a learning path? So what is a learning path? And now we will enter this question. So this is the response that we got. Learning path are collection of training modules, right? And achievement trophy. So confidence is 1.0, and the source is our URLs, the URL that we specified. Then we can like ask another question also, like we can ask hi, right? So yeah, so it also says hi with exclamation mark, right? So with confidence of 1, and the source is Q&A chit chat friendly. And now if you want to quit, we have to just write quit, right? So that was the quit, right? Yeah, quit. So now it's done. And the next thing is, yeah, next thing is you have to clean up the resources. Yeah, so that's all. Thank you.